Hey YouTubers, blugoblin01 here with the sequel to my comic book review that took place last week. I believe it was the 24th of September 2008. I didn't cover all the books I wanted to cover in my first video, so here's the second part of it. We're going to start with a book that didn't come out that week, but I got to get my 2 cents on it. Deadpool #1. This is an awesome book. I followed Deadpool a lot. I don't follow everything he does, but this book was great. I loved the comedy, the full-blown action. This book did not disappoint. Deadpool is truly a character worth following. If you haven't picked this book up yet, if you find it anywhere, pick it up. I highly recommend it. Definitely worth $4. Really good. Secret Invasion tie-in as well, but it doesn't have that marquee. It doesn't need it. It's really good. 8 out of 10. Next, we got Deadpool #2. Now, this issue came out last week. At least it did where I'm from. This was just as good as #1. Still, solid comedy, fourth wall breaking, plenty of action. The knock-knock joke that Deadpool gave was just hilarious. I loved it. Couldn't get enough of it. Turns out Deadpool was just pawning around with the Skrulls. Didn't really care for him at all. Never really wanted to join him because he's supposedly, well, not supposedly, he is. He's crazy. And the last page surprised me, but it didn't shock me. I'm not going to spoil it. You got to read this to yourself to find out. Another 8 out of 10. Solid. I'd recommend it. Next, we got Secret Invasion Amazing Spider-Man #2. Wow, now this book was bad. As the Grandland video blog said, this was a lame read, and Brian Reed really disappointed me with this book. I didn't really get it at all. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man on the cover, but Spider-Man is only in 1 page. What? It focuses on Jackpot. This should have been called Secret Invasion Jackpot, or hell, call it Secret Invasion Run Away from the Skrulls, because that's all I saw was just a bunch of running downstairs, running through buildings, running in the streets. All I saw was running. This was this was just as lame as Brand New Day was. This is really pitiful. I'll give it a 3. Ugh. Next, we got All-Star Batman and Robin #10. Frank Miller, Jim Lee. Awesome. Love it. This is a kick-ass series. This is really good. Very well done. Frank Miller's writing is very intense. But keep in mind, this is a book that is not meant for kids. This is meant for late teens, early adults. The only problem I have with it is that it's just as bad as Joss Whedon's run on Astonishing X-Men. 1 issue comes out like every 5 or 6 months. This should be a monthly title. If we get that, then this would be perfect. But because of that and the fact that this particular issue was just a little bit slow, I give this a 7. It was really good. This is the book that I recommend for any Batman fan who isn't easily offended. Next up, we got X-Men Legacy #216. Book sucks. Enough said. Finally, we got Captain America #42. Here we go. Brubaker's doing a really good job with this. As Craig from the Grandland blog said, they're finally wrapping up the Death of Captain America storyline when I think it's about time. It's time to give Bucky his own status quo as Captain America, and as Grandland said, as the guys up there said, if there was any point that you should jump onto this title, here and now is where you should do it. Issue 43 is supposed to start the new status quo with Sin in custody and Red Skull's a robot. And I'm really accepting the fact that Bucky's now Captain America. I think Steve Rogers would be proud if he was a real person. Oh, by the way, this particular issue gets a 7 out of 10. Not bad. Really good. All in all, that's pretty much the books I wanted to cover last week, but I didn't have time to. But now that I've covered them, I feel happy. So, until my next video, later.